Hi, so we are in section 1.2. We're adding and subtracting whole numbers. In particular, we're going to work on wrapping up subtraction. We're going to go through a couple of examples. I have a word problem on the board, but let's start over here. So we have this problem, 219 minus 58, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write it vertically and make sure that we have our place values lined up. So I'm going to leave space for the borrowing stuff here, right? So that's going to be important that I remember to do that, as a matter of fact, but I don't really want to box it there. So I have space though. 219 minus 58. Okay, 9, and I've lined it up so that the ones digits are above each other, the tens digits are above each other. So 9 minus 8 is 1. 5 minus 1, I'm going to have to borrow. So we're going to borrow 1 from the 2, and the 2 becomes a 1, and the 1 over here becomes an 11. So my problem is 11 minus 5. Sometimes I do write them over on the side because I can lose track of things when they're all squashed in. And honestly, I get no benefit from having things squashed in and making them harder to get them right. So 11 minus 5 is 6. And then I bring down that 1. So 219 minus 58 is 161. Okay, so we have another problem. It's also going to have a lot of borrowing in it. Because I think that's where the challenges are with subtraction. So it is 400 minus 174. So let's go ahead and leave some space above for the borrowing. And we have 400 minus 174. Okay, so 0 minus 4, I cannot take 4 from 0, so I'm going to borrow 1. But look, I have nothing to borrow because that's a 0. So I'm going to have to go over 1 more to the left and borrow a 1 from the 4. So the 4 becomes a 3, and that 0 then becomes a 10. Now we have to borrow 1 from the 10 because I still need that guy over here. So I can work on the subtraction with the digit 4. So we're going to take 1 from the 10, and that becomes a 9. And over here, my 0 becomes a 10. Okay, so now I'm set up. My unit subtraction is 10 minus 4, which is 6. And over here, I have 9 minus 7, which is 2, and 3 minus 1, which is 2. I'm checking that I got it right because, you gotta check, right? So when you do your work as well, I'm glad in my math lab, you get immediate feedback. Yeah, okay, so we're good at 226. Great. All right, so let me erase that. We have a word problem here. And again, these problems are from the PowerPoints from my math lab that I showed you in one of the earlier videos. Okay. So we have a junior class that donated 365 cans of food. And the senior class, this is for a food drive, donated 286 cans of food. And our job is to answer this question. How many more cans did the junior class donate? So we have that the junior class donated 365 cans of food. And we want to know how many more 365 is than the 286. So we're going to subtract. Okay, So here's our problem, and I just got a little excited because next door neighbors, right? So from the previous video. So I'm going to say 5 minus 6, I can't do that. I will borrow 1 from the 6. And now I have 15 minus 6 as my borrowing subtraction problem. And because 5 and 6 are next door neighbors, my answer is 9. Okay, and here's another problem, 5 minus 8. And I can't do that, so I'm going to borrow here 1 from the 3 and bring it over. So I end up with 15 minus 8. That's my other borrowing subtraction problem. 15 minus 8 is 7. Okay, so the 7 comes here, and 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have 79. So how many more cans did the junior class donate? And that would be 79 cans more. Okay. I'm just looking to see if there's any more. Let's go ahead and do a little bit with the estimation, estimating sums and differences. And so video is going to be a little bit of addition with mostly that subtraction work. Okay, so estimating sums and differences. We have an addition problem, and then we're going to do it exactly, but then we're also going to do it with estimation, so we can get a feel if we're really like in the ballpark or kind of right or kind of wrong. So, okay, so we want to look at this problem. It says compute the sum or add, right? So compute the sum is another way of saying add these numbers. Compute the sum, 8,935 plus 478 plus 2,825. So I'm going to do this problem 2 ways. One of them is we're going to just line them up, and we're going to line them up vertically. And remember, when you do this, and then we're going to add. You want to make sure that your ones column is all lined up. You also want to get the numbers right when you write them. I almost lost that, so that's okay. All right, so we're going to come and we're going to do the exact addition, and then over here we're going to do an estimation to see if we're about right. So 5 plus 5 is 10. So I'm always looking for the 10s when I add, by the way. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have a plus sign there. Okay, so we have 5 and 5 is 10, and then we're going to add the 8, that's 18. So we put the 8 and carry the 1. I have a 10 here, I see 7 and 3 is 10, and 3 more is 13. Okay, I notice I have a 10 here, 9 and 1 is 10, and then 8 and 4 is 12, so I have 12 and 10, which is 22. And again, I have a 10 and a 2, so that's 12. So 12,238 is what I get when I add the numbers and I work exactly. What I want to do now is rewrite the problem and then think about to estimate the numbers. And so what this is going to do is begin to give me a feel of how to check my work, maybe thinking about how much a sum is, which is different than what it actually is, but it should be close. Okay, so this number here, 8,935, that's close to 9,000. 478, that's pretty close to 500. and 2,825 is close to 3,000. So this is my approximation, so this is my estimate here. I certainly don't want to consider it as an exact answer, but this is the estimate. And I add these up, lots of zeros, life is easy. 9 and 3, 9 plus 3 is 12. So my estimate is 12,050, and notice that 12,500 is close to the exact answer that we got, 12,238. So that's nice. All right, I'm going to do one more subtraction problem with estimation, and we'll do the same thing. We'll do it an exact problem, and then we will look at an estimation. All right, so I'm going to look at 7,329, and I want to subtract 2,387. Okay, so get to use some of those subtraction tricks from the previous video. I hope we will see. 9 minus 7 is 2. No borrowing needed. 2 minus 8, I cannot do it. So I'm going to borrow here. And now I have 12 minus 8, which is 4. 2 minus 3, I cannot do. So let's go ahead and borrow 1 from the 7, and I end up with 12 minus 3, next door neighbors 9. 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, so that's my exact answer, or I think that's my exact answer. Let me check by estimating and see what I get if I just estimate. So 7,329 minus 2,387. The first number, my estimate, is about 7,000. Okay, so we were estimating, and 7,329 is close to 7,000, and 2,387 is close to 2,000. And so we just subtract, and again, lots of zeros, and we end up with 5,000. And we see that our estimate, 5,000, is close to the exact value, 4,942. So that gives us a feel that our subtraction problem was accurate. And then we also, even if we didn't have the time to do the exact problem and we just wanted to estimate, we could come up quickly with an answer of 5,000. All right, I'll see you in the next video.